Hey everybody, welcome into this Adobe Illustrator tutorial brought to you as always by tutvid.com. If you're new around here, my name is Nathaniel Dodson. Today we're going to cover a little trick that you can use in Adobe Illustrator to create, I guess you could say complex borders, but you can create all sorts of awesome shapes with it and apply them as strokes, apply them to shapes, paint them with the paintbrush. It's just a really cool, quick technique that I think you will really enjoy. So without further ado, let's jump into Adobe Illustrator and check this thing out. Well, all right, here we are in Adobe Illustrator. And what's that? We're up here as well. It's my first tutorial. I actually recorded another video and I said that was the first one because technically it was, but it's not coming out till next week. This is the first tutorial with video up here in the corner. Get used to it. I'm giving it a shot. I'm going to see how it works out and see how we enjoy it so you can see a little bit more of me throughout the tutorials. All right, so let's talk about creating some cool artwork using the brush tool, building custom brushes, things like that. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to jump out to Adobe Color. So here I've got Adobe Color, and you can just find different color themes. Adobe Color CC, it's amazing. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. You can save these color schemes right to your library, and there's all kinds of incredible stuff. Being a guy who has a difficult time seeing color, this can be helpful for me. It gives me a nice starting point, all kinds of cool stuff, and you can do a lot of, I don't know, it's just really cool. I can just, boom, save it to library. Let's say I want to save it to my color schemes, red HUD, fine, great, save, done. Then I jump back into Adobe Illustrator. I go Window, I go Libraries, and here we are in our color schemes, and sometimes you got to give it a couple seconds, but there's red HUD, the color scheme that we just downloaded. We got a lot of beautiful colors, though, here that we can play with, and this is going to be important because we want to build out some colory stuff. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our rectangle tool, click a single time, and let's just go with the 100 pixel by 100 pixel size thing here. And I'm going to just click any of these colors. So let's go with this sunset color here. Now, the reason it doesn't look like anything happened is because we have our stroke pulled to the foreground here. So we want to swap that stroke right into the fill position. And there we go. A wonderful fill. Let's hold down Alt or Option, drag a copy of this shape out. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit here. And also I'm going to go View and hide the bounding box. I'm going to select that and let's go with the semi-darker color and just continue dragging out and filling shapes with the sort of descending dark colors. And then to keep things interesting, let's start bringing it back up. So we'll skip this dark color, go right to that wine color, and then we're going to do another bright, brightish red coral salmon, whatever color there on that side. Now I'm going to go View. I want to make sure that my snapping is turned on. So we can go snap to point, I guess. But I think we'll be fine with something like, I totally bypassed it here, with something like Smart Guides, because we can select our shapes, hold down Shift, and just boom, they're going to click together. So hold down Shift, and there we go, click that right together, hold down Shift, and I think you get the drill at this point. We just drag all these, click them right together, and that's great. You know what, looking at this, maybe I'll take this and I'll sample like this red on the edge, just to make the red a little bit different. And then what I'll do, I'll drag a selection over all these colored boxes, go Object, Group. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. And we're going to make this group a brush, but I want to make it a little bit smaller. So let's go View. We'll turn on our bounding box, Show Bounding Box, and then just hold down Shift and just scale this down quite a bit. So I'm going to make a little color strip just like that. It really doesn't have to be way up out of the way. I can close my libraries here, and I'm going to take these and go Window, Brushes. This is going to open up my Brushes panel, and with this artwork selected, I'm going to hit the new brush icon down here. Now, the type of brush that I want to create is an art brush. So we're going to take this artwork and convert it to a brush and hit OK. Now we get this really complex looking dialog box. There's a lot you can do with this dialog box. We're going to kind of stick simple here. See this direction arrow? And Illustrator's kind of saying when you paint with the brush, it's going to paint this way. We don't want that. We want to paint up or down. So I'm just going to say, look, paint up. That way we're going to drag these lines of color as we go, and I will hit OK. So here is our brush. Doesn't that look interesting? Now what I'll do, I'm going to collapse this, collapse it, just get it out of the way for a quick second. I can delete these boxes now. Which I'm not going to do. Well, I'm going to do it. I need to be more decisive. There we go. I'm deleting the boxes. Now we can do all kinds of stuff. Let's just grab the brush tool and do a couple things here. We don't really need to worry about fill or stroke. We're just going to click on our brush over here, and I'm going to try painting. And you can see I get this really interesting shape. Maybe it's not quite what I want. Let's undo that. Let's try painting again. Look at that. I get this really interesting strip of colors without having to create all these complex shapes. I'm going to delete that. We can take it a step further. We we can do something like use the ellipse tool, hold down shift, drag out a big old circle, and then we can say, give me that art brush as a stroke. There we go. And look at that. We have a beautiful set of concentric rings here in the middle of our document. But that's not it. We can go to our properties panel over here, and I can set the stroke to the default of 1 point if I want. And there's the size of the brush. I could make it even bigger. I could go up to 2 points and then it's huge. Or I could just set it to 0.5 points and make it much smaller. So there's a ton of control you have over this brush. And it's really neat because of that. So we can just drag out a copy of this path. We can maybe make it a little bit larger. And there's just so much you can do. And of course, you can take this and we can go Object, Expand Appearance. And now we actually have all of these rings as pieces of artwork that we can do all sorts of things with. So a lot of really cool stuff you can do with these artwork brushes. It's really just up to you and what you want to do with them, how far you want to take this. Of course, build all kinds of complex patterns. These could be little circles. These could be squares. These could be all sorts of different things that you do when you go in and begin building your own patterns with the Art Brush feature here in Adobe Illustrator. Well, there you have it. It's the simple power of a brush in Adobe Illustrator. It does so much. You can use it for so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's that red button, but don't just subscribe. Make sure you tick on the notification bell so you get a beautiful little notification every time another tutorial just like this one pops up on the channel so you never miss a thing. I really appreciate you guys' support for learning all about these brushes and how to make better use of them here in Adobe Illustrator and everything else we covered in this tutorial today. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Get it, got it, good. Nathaniel Dodson, tutvid.com. I'll catch you in the next one. And before you go, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more great tutorials every day. Also, buy my course. It helps us do what we do, and this channel is supported by viewers just like you. You can also just click the thumbnail and watch another video from this channel. See you next time, guys.